today I'm going to try and help you out when you have a problem using a analog fax, which basically every printer and photocopier, if you're using fax in it, uses an analog system, and you will have multiple issues when trying to set up an analog fax on a digital phone line, which is the way of the future and which all phone lines are on now. So there's no more analog phone lines, we're all digital. So first step is you will need an ATA device which converts the digital signal into an analog signal, but even then you may already have an ATA and a fax machine in place and you're replacing the fax machine with a new device, and you'll have issues with the faxes. Often they'll ring, try and come through, but then they'll have an error and print out, and it's very annoying and hard to get to the bottom of exactly what's causing it. I'll show you today on a Lexmark device. We had some issues ourselves, and I just wanted to help anybody else who has these issues fix them going down the track. So what you want to do is go to the fax section, and you can do this on the printer screen itself. Go into settings and choose fax, go into fax setup, and within fax setup you've got send settings and you've got receive settings. So these are the two that you want to change. So within send settings first, go to admin controls section, and you will notice that there is a max speed field here. It's generally set at 9,600 by default. Sometimes it's set at 33,600, but there's obviously all these speeds here, and sometimes it is just a matter of trying one of these and then running your test fax, trying one of these, running your test fax, trying one of these, running a test fax to see which one actually works with your ATA and with your system. So 9,600 is generally the one that works, but today out on site I found that 14,400 was the one that worked. And like I said, you want to go change this to 3600, press, what was it, 3600, so test it with 3600, then change it down to 14,400, press save, go into the fax send and do exactly the same thing, change that to 14,400, press save, and, or did I just change that one then? Fax receive admin controls, this one's at 33.6, you want to change that down to 14.4, press save, then run a test fax. If you're in Australia, the Telstra actually do run a test fax, and the number is 1300 368 909. And what that'll do is that'll allow you to send a test page to that number, and you will get an immediate return from that number of a test. A fax will come through, and if it comes through and succeeds, then you've found the right baud rate in that admin control section for your system to work. I hope that helps somebody out somewhere down the track. Cheers.